guys, this week we're looking at week 11 vocabulary. So your I can statements again are about defining your words, writing examples and word associations for those so that you can study and do well in your quiz. And then hopefully too you'll start using these in your class writing. Alright, so your first one this week is alleviate. It's a verb, which means it's an action, and it means to make something easier, okay? So your examples here are hand trucks when you're moving. I moved this summer. I had a lot of heavy furniture, and so a hand truck allows you to sort of move the furniture without everyone having to pick it up, right? You can roll it across the yard or wherever without having to carry it. I put down medicine. If you are in some sort of pain or you have a procedure, medicine alleviates the pain, and that makes it at least easier for you to heal. Okay, so again, it's an action, it's a verb. Alleviate means to make easier. Right, your next word is ambiguous. You've probably heard this one before, but it's an adjective, which means it's describing something. Okay, and it means having more than one meaning or unclear. Okay, so the examples I put down are like, what's the meaning of life? There's not one answer to the meaning of life. Your definition and my definition would be very different, okay? So when we're thinking about ambiguous, we're thinking about something that maybe can't necessarily be answered, or if someone has given us an answer, it's unclear. Think about a movie or a book that just sort of stops, right? You don't get the end of the book, you don't get to see where the characters end up. That is an ambiguous ending because you could interpret it a lot of different ways. It could have more than one meaning, but it's also unclear. We're not necessarily sure of the one thing we were supposed to take away. Okay? So ambiguous, it's an adjective that means unclear. Your next one is ambivalent. Alright? It is also an adjective, so it's going to describe something. And it means having mixed emotions or feelings. Okay? So you're sort of on the fence about something. You don't have a definitive stance. So the example I put down are food. Sometimes I will know immediately that I love a food, and then other times I'm just sort of like, meh, it was fine, right? So I put down food. I also put down people. There are some people that we love as our best friends, some people we wish we maybe don't ever have to talk to again, and then we've got a whole host of people in the middle that we are ambivalent towards. We don't hate them, we don't love them necessarily, but we are ambivalent towards them, okay? So that describes our feelings about different kinds of foods or possibly people. But it just means that you can't really pick a side. You have mixed emotions or feelings. Your next one is ambulatory, and it's also an adjective, so it's describing somebody or something that is able to walk. Alright, so the examples I put down are patients. If you have knee surgery, okay, and then you need to sort of practice getting back in the rhythm of walking and building those muscles again, the doctors are looking for you to become ambulatory again. Okay, so it's about describing the actual action of walking. I also put down babies. When babies are born, they are not ambulatory. That is something they have to learn. Okay, so it's a weird word, it's a heightened definition, but it's a descriptor that tells us that somebody or something is able to walk. Right, your next one is amity. This one is a noun, okay, so person, place, or thing. In this instance, it means friendliness, okay, so it's describing the way that somebody, or like how you feel about somebody, okay, so it is friendliness. The examples I put down, countries have amity between one another, that they will not wage war against one another, that they may have an alliance, okay, so they have friendliness towards those people. If you think about amity, you don't want any sort of negative association with that. So you could have amity between your friends, between you and your parents. I usually associate it with countries or bigger bodies of populations, but at its core, it's a noun that just means friendliness or peacefulness, so amity. Alright, your next one is apathy, and I'm sure at some point someone has told you that you are acting apathetic, okay? So it's a noun, and that means lack of interest, alright? So if you are displaying apathy, you just don't seem very engaged, and you may not be, right? So it may be something that you just appear to be or something that you actually are. I put down for your examples lectures. If your teachers or your parents are giving you a school lecture or a life lecture, here's what you need to be doing with your life. You may seem apathetic because you don't really want to hear what that person has to say. So it's a noun, and apathy is just something that you have, and it means lack of interest. Alright, your next word is arcane. Alright, so it's an adjective, which means it's describing something. And in this instance, the definition is mysterious. Okay, so the examples I put down are cancer. Cancer is arcane for a lot of doctors. We have ways of treating cancer, but we're not necessarily sure where it comes from. That is still a mystery for us. I put math for Miss Cranfield. That is very arcane for me because I don't get it, right? I'm an English teacher, but also I've tried to go back and do some math courses, and it's not working, right? So math for me is mysterious, it's arcane, and it's describing something, okay? Alright, your next word is bane. It is also a noun, and it's something that causes misery or death. Okay, so you've probably heard people use this in different kinds of conversation. The example I put down is rainforest and humans. Okay, so humans go into rainforest and they cut down the trees, or they do something that ends up hurting the rainforest. So humans are the bane of rainforest. If I say laundry is the bane of my existence, okay, that's dramatic because technically I'm saying that laundry is causing me misery or death, but I hate doing laundry, so that's actually how I feel, okay? So bane is a noun, but it's also sort of just saying that something is causing a negative reaction, okay? So again, you've got rainforest or something maybe that causes you displeasure, something you don't like to do. Alright, your next word is bellicose. It's an adjective, so it's describing something, and it just means ready to fight, okay? So your examples are, I put down yo mama jokes, right? Because when people use those, typically they're looking for some sort of reaction. But you could put down animals that are aggressive as an example. You could put down some sort of movie actor or character who is just already, like, always in this sort of attitude, like where they're going to attack somebody. But bellicose is just a descriptor for someone who is on edge. They're ready to attack out. Okay, so ready to fight. Alright. Your last word this week is blunder. Okay, so it's a noun, and it's an embarrassing mistake. Okay, so just something you're like, oops. Okay, so your example are push and pull doors. Went to a restaurant yesterday, and for a good 7 seconds tried to push on a door that was a pull. And that didn't work, right? So I felt very embarrassed. That was a blunder on my part. Also, someone was telling me the other day that they accidentally called their one of their teachers mom, because they call their mom's name so often, and then they also call their teacher's name so often that they got the two interchanged. Okay, so that was a blunder for that student. They felt very embarrassed that that is something that they had done. So blunder is just another way of saying that you've made a mistake. Alright, so those are your week 11 vocab words. If you guys will use Quizlet, they're up there for you. You can rewatch this video and then email or let me know if you have other questions. Good luck.